We all know Darth Sidious as a devious, evil man who again successfully claimed the galaxy for the Sith Order after the groundwork was laid generations earlier by the Dark Lord, Bane. While there were Sith before Palpatine that progressed Bane's master plan, Palpatine was the last of the line of Sith Lords, and the Dark Master that would put the final pieces in motion. But how did Palpatine become a Sith Lord in the first place, and what dark deed did he commit to prove his loyalty to the Sinister Order? Even at a very young age, Palpatine identified he was different from those he grew up around, as well as his very family. Within him, Palpatine felt as though he was superior to his peers. He felt as though he was more intelligent and quick, but also that there was something else about him he could not yet put his finger on. Despite having this strong feeling, Palpatine could never really identify what exactly made him feel this way. Around this time, Palpatine implored his father to become more involved in the politics of their homeworld of Naboo, as a means to gain more power for the Palpatine family. While a young Palpatine was growing up, he and his father had a distant relationship, with Palpatine's father not even fully sure the boy was his own. After some time pushing his father, Palpatine saw he was unwilling to put in the time and effort to progress with the family. This unwillingness to chase power eventually drove Palpatine to despise his father, as he saw how low his ambitions really were. Already being wealthy, Palpatine's father was content with his standing as far as his influence, and had no motivation to increase his reach. At this point, Palpatine devised plans to one day kill his mother and father, his father for his ignorance and lack of motivation, and his mother for not pushing the family to become more. Palpatine even gave up his birth name of Sheev, disgusted that two weak individuals had given it to him, and demanded to only to be referred to by the last name of the family. Even as a very young boy, through his schooling, Palpatine discovered the texts of the ancient Sith Empire, as the doctrine almost appeared to call to the boy. Using the riches of his family, Palpatine began purchasing Sith artifacts, as he found himself almost completely agreeing with the teachings of the Order, preaching that power was the most important thing, and that those who did not hold such power should be utterly destroyed. For years, Palpatine awaited the arrival of a Sith Lord to the planet of Naboo, as deep inside, he felt as though one day a Dark Lord would come for him, and he would be waiting. On one fateful day, the Dark Lord Darth Plagueis did in fact arrive on Naboo. Plagueis had in fact come to Naboo in hopes of meeting a young nobleman who had helped him from the shadows during one of his devious endeavors. Upon finding Palpatine, Plagueis thought it strange he could not sense the Force in him, but even more so that he could not sense anything. Not only could Plagueis not feel the potential of this boy, but his whole presence was a shadow in the Force. Interestingly, in the final moments of Plagueis' own master Darth Tenebris, he experienced a vision of the rise and eventual fall of the Sith Empire, with the catalyst of the rise of the Dark Order being an individual clouded in complete darkness, hidden by shadow. At first, Palpatine cared little for the individual he knew as Ego Damask, but after a lengthy conversation ranging everywhere from architecture to the pursuit of knowledge and power, Palpatine became very curious as to the true origins of his new friend. However, Palpatine's father soon caught wind of the friendship between Damask and his son, and told Palpatine the two were not to see each other again. A short while later, Palpatine was sent off-world to study with his university. At this point, the long collision between father and son finally arrived, as Palpatine's father journeyed with his entire family to retrieve his son. Once finding him, he explained to Palpatine that he was to be removed from the political scene of Naboo entirely and continue down the path his father saw fit. Terrified by a meaningless life, Palpatine reached out to Plagueis, who seized the opportunity to test the true power of his young protege. Plagueis told Palpatine he was to do whatever was necessary, and that if his father stood in the way, he must be removed. Being forced off-world with his father, Palpatine told him he would not be finishing his schooling hidden away in some distant planet, and that he would one day rule Naboo, and more. Palpatine also finally revealed his bitter hatred for his father, telling him he believed him an incapable leader of the family, and a weak man altogether. Palpatine's own father then revealed he had despised his son since shortly following his birth, and that he had always been different and a disgrace to him and the family as a whole. He then went a step further, signing his own death warrant when he told his son he should have killed him long ago. Infuriated, for the first time, Palpatine fully embraced his raw power in the dark side of the Force, crushing the security guards of his family, and then turning his all-encompassing fury on his father and family members. Using the dark side, Palpatine crushed them with the Force, shortly following reaching out to Plagueis for help. Plagueis assured the young boy he would take care of it, and no one would ever discover the true fate of House Palpatine. Plagueis also revealed himself as a Dark Lord of the Sith, and offered Palpatine a role at his side, witnessing that not only the boy was powerful, but unfeeling and merciless. Quote, "It is my will to join my destiny forever with the Order of the Sith Lords. Then it is done. From this day forward, the truth of you, now, forevermore, will be Sidious. Palpatine would go on to learn from his new master, even taking an apprentice of his own in the young Zabrak Maul, teaching him pieces of the doctrine of the Sith. Do you feel hate? It is the source of your strength. You still hate me. No matter. Today you will have delivered yourself into my hands. I have the power of life and death over you. Maul, someday you will hold that power over another. It is the honor of the Sith. You will devote yourself to the idea of domination. Using the wealth of Plagueis and political position of the Palpatine family, Palpatine was elected as a public servant and eventually worked his way up to becoming a senator for his homeworld of Naboo, all with the guidance of his master Darth Plagueis from the shadows. And we all know the tale from there. So how do you feel about the story of Palpatine becoming a Sith Lord and his choice to murder his entire family in relationship with his father? If you enjoyed the video, could find the time and feel it deserves it, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like, as it helps the channel out a great deal. If you haven't already, maybe consider subscribing to ensure you stay up to date with everything Star Wars related, from news, theories, and explanation videos. Please feel free to make future video suggestions in the comments down below, and who knows, one day I may make a video on one. Thanks again so much for watching, may the Force be with you, and have a great day.